Abandoned Colossal Ship, Human Mechanic, Galactic Megaweapon. The galaxy is unprepared. The planet Korath 9 had always been ignored by the galaxy. It was a rocky, gray world, its surface jagged with cliffs and valleys, and its atmosphere thin but breathable. Most starfarers avoided it, calling it barren, lifeless. Yet for Elias Carver, it was a gold mine, not for minerals, nor for rare crystals, but for stories hidden in the wrecks of forgotten civilizations. Elias had always been different. While others saw old starships as trash or salvage, he saw machines as puzzles, and puzzles as opportunities. Today, he was standing on a cliff overlooking the largest wreck he had ever encountered. It floated silently in orbit, massive beyond imagination. Its hull stretched thousands of kilometers, far larger than any ship built by humanity. At first glance, it looked dead, its surface pockmarked by centuries of meteoroid impacts and cosmic dust. But Elias knew better. Ships this big never truly die. "By the stars, it's huge," whispered Mira, one of his younger crew members. She had sharp eyes and a quick mind, though she had yet to see as many star systems as Elias. "Do you really think we can get inside?" Elias didn't answer immediately. He didn't need to. He was already calculating the trajectory, the docking points, the weakest sections of the hull. Years of salvaging alien ships had taught him one thing. Size alone did not equal danger, but mystery always did. "We can," he finally said. "But we need to be careful, whatever this is. It's not like anything we've seen before. Stay close, and don't touch anything unless I say so." They moved carefully toward the ship in their small exploration craft, the hull of which rattled under the pull of Korath 9's weak gravity. As they approached, Elias noticed patterns on the ship's surface, subtle lines, glowing runes, and strange geometric symbols that pulsed faintly in the cold vacuum of space. They were signs of intelligence, of purpose, not random decay. Docking was more art than science. Elias guided their craft toward a massive airlock, its edges jagged but intact. When the magnetic clamps latched onto the hull, the ship shuddered faintly, as if acknowledging their presence. Elias's heart raced. He had felt excitement before, but never like this. This ship was a cosmic puzzle, and the first piece of it was now in his hands. Inside, the corridors were enormous. Even the smallest hallway could have fit a dozen humans standing side by side. Dust and debris floated in the dim light, stirred by their movement. Panels lined the walls, covered with symbols that no one alive had ever seen. Mira touched one of the panels, and a holographic map flickered to life. Elias's eyes widened. It showed entire star systems, hundreds of them, connected by unknown routes. "It's a map," she breathed. "A galactic map?" "More than that," Elias said, crouching beside the controls. "I think this ship was built for war, and not just any war. A war that could destroy stars if someone knew how to use it." They moved deeper into the ship. The corridors became wider and the air thinner, but breathable. Ancient machinery hummed faintly, as if the ship itself was waking from a long sleep. Elias ran his hands over a console, feeling the vibration of long dormant power cores. A shiver ran down his spine. The ship was alive in a sense. It was waiting. Suddenly, the lights flickered. A low hum grew louder, and the walls around them vibrated. Mira grabbed Elias's arm. "What did you do?" "Nothing yet," he said. "It's reacting to our presence. Maybe." "To me?" The crew paused, tension rising. Elias had always been able to sense machinery in ways others could not. Machines spoke a language of energy and motion, and he understood it instinctively. The ship was sending signals, subtle and complex. It was trying to communicate, or maybe to test them. They entered a massive chamber. It was circular, stretching high above their heads, with a central core that pulsed faintly with blue light. The floor was covered in dust, but the core was untouched, as if protected. Panels and consoles surrounded it in a perfect circle, each etched with alien writing. Elias approached the core slowly. His hands hovered over the controls, careful, deliberate. He pressed a small lever. Nothing happened at first. Then the core brightened, and a low hum filled the chamber. The vibration was so strong it made their teeth chatter. "This is incredible," Mira whispered. "It's alive?" "In a way," Elias said. "Not alive like you or me, but it has systems that respond. Energy flows. It can think, in a sense. And if it can think, it can fight. We need to be careful. If this is a weapon, we are sitting inside a loaded gun." For hours they explored the chamber, cataloging the alien machinery, deciphering symbols, and cautiously powering up dormant systems. Elias realized that the ship had multiple layers of security, all tied to the core. And the more he touched the controls, the more it seemed to awaken. A sudden alarm echoed through the chamber. A sound that was not mechanical, but organic, resonating deep in the walls. The crew froze. Then, a holographic projection appeared in the center of the room. A figure, enormous and shimmering, made of pure energy, moving like liquid light. It spoke in a language they could not understand. Then, to their astonishment, the symbols on the consoles translated themselves into a form they could comprehend. His voice was steady, though his heart raced. "I am Elias Carver, human, mechanic, explorer. We mean no harm." The holographic figure paused, the light pulsing. Then, with a vibration that shook the chamber, the ship seemed to acknowledge him. The lights in the core shifted, the hum deepened, and a new set of controls activated. Elias could see schematics of massive energy weapons, planetary shields, and star-crushing systems. This is a galactic megaweapon," he whispered. "It can destroy planets, entire fleets, maybe even stars." "And we just turned it on?" "Yes," Elias said, "in a small way, but enough that it knows we are here. And now, someone else in the galaxy might know too." Outside the ship, hidden in the darkness of space, a fleet of alien warships detected the activation. They paused, scanning. When they saw humans inside, they recoiled in disbelief. "Impossible," one of their commanders hissed. "Humans? Operating a weapon older than our empire?" Back inside, Elias and his crew continued to explore, unaware of the eyes watching them from light years away. The colossal ship had awakened, and the galaxy was unprepared. Elias realized the truth. Humanity was small, weak in numbers, and inexperienced in galactic war. Yet here he stood, the hand that could control a weapon beyond imagining. The possibilities were thrilling and terrifying. He looked at his crew. Mira, tense but trusting. Others, wide-eyed and anxious. "We need to learn how it works," he said. "If the galaxy wants to destroy us, we'll be ready. And if we want to survive, we need to become more than just humans. We need to become legends." And with that, the colossal ship, long abandoned and forgotten, began its slow, deliberate hum. Its systems were waking, its power stirring, and the humans inside were the first to understand a force that could change the balance of the galaxy forever. Far across the void, the alien observers recorded everything. They would not arrive for days, but when they did, they would find a human mechanic standing at the heart of a weapon beyond reckoning, and the galaxy would not be ready for what was coming. Elias smiled grimly. This was just the beginning. The colossal ship loomed silently in orbit above Korath 9, its hum like a heartbeat in the void. Inside, Elias Carver and his crew had begun their most dangerous work yet, decoding a weapon older than any human history. Every console, every glowing panel was a mystery, and every mystery carried both knowledge and risk. Elias moved through the central chamber like a conductor leading an orchestra. His hands glided over the alien controls, feeling vibrations and energy flows that no human manual could explain. "It's alive in a way we can't fully grasp," he said, speaking more to himself than anyone else. "These systems, they think in layers. Not just logic, but instinct." Mira hovered nearby, her eyes scanning the readouts. "Layers of instinct? Elias, it's a machine. It's more than that," he said firmly. "It reacts. It adapts. It learns. And humans, we have the same advantage it does. We think in ways no machine can fully predict." Hours passed. The crew worked tirelessly, cataloging alien symbols, testing energy conduits, and cautiously powering small sections of the ship. Elias discovered rooms filled with dormant energy weapons, capable of firing streams of superheated plasma. Other chambers contained shields powerful enough to deflect entire fleets. Holographic star maps displayed potential targets, each annotated in a language alien to them, but somehow understandable after subtle pattern recognition. This ship, it was built to win wars across galaxies, Mira said quietly. But who would ever need this much power? Elias did not answer immediately. He stared at the central core, a pulse of blue light, like a living eye. He had learned early in his career that the right question often came before the right answer. Finally, he spoke. Someone who thought themselves gods. Or maybe someone who feared gods. Either way, it's dangerous, more than any empire alive now could handle. Except us, maybe. Mira looked at him sharply. Us? You mean humans?
Yes, Elias said. Humans.
We are unpredictable. That's our edge. This ship's builders relied on patterns, calculations. They didn't count on humans improvising, adapting, breaking their rules. The next day, Elias moved deeper into the ship. He found a section labeled in alien glyphs that translated as Command Interface, Operational Override. The translation came automatically, the ship itself offering guidance. His heart raced. The ship wanted to be understood. This is it, he murmured. The controls to the megaweapon itself. If we can figure this out, he trailed off, realizing the implications. The weapon could crush enemy fleets, disable star systems, and manipulate energy on scales humans could barely comprehend. He activated the interface cautiously. Holograms of star systems floated above the console, highlighting strategic points across the galaxy. Lights pulsed in rhythm with his heartbeat. He manipulated one console with a touch, and suddenly, a star on the hologram flickered. A tiny pulse of energy emanated from the ship and dissipated harmlessly in space, but it was enough to prove the weapon could reach across light years. Elias, Mira whispered. You're testing it? I'm learning it, he corrected. Testing implies recklessness. I am careful. Every pulse, every adjustment, I calculate. But this ship responds to our ingenuity. Hours became days. Small successes followed small risks. The crew began to understand the weapon systems better than the alien designers might have intended. Elias devised a method to harness the energy safely, powering smaller weapons and shields while keeping the core stable. But their triumph was not unnoticed. Far across the galaxy, a fleet of alien warships detected the faint signals from the Colossal ship. Their scanners picked up unfamiliar energy patterns, and the readings were human. What is this? One alien commander demanded. Its voice was sharp, metallic, honed over centuries of military discipline. Humans operating an ancient superweapon, the fleet shifted course, moving toward Korath 9. Their eyes, ancient and calculating, considered the humans. Most species would not dare. Humans had never been a galactic threat until now. Back inside the ship, Elias was unaware of the incoming fleet. He was absorbed in the work of awakening the systems. A new set of consoles activated, showing detailed schematics of weapons capable of planetary annihilation. Each console had safeguards, written in alien code, but Elias saw patterns humans could exploit. These are incredible, Mira breathed. And terrifying. Yes, Elias agreed, but we can use them. We must. If this ship falls into the wrong hands, it will destroy civilizations faster than any fleet can arrive. Humans, we can handle this responsibly. The tension within the crew grew. Some were hesitant, fearing that activating the megaweapon would draw unwanted attention. Others were eager, dazzled by the raw power at their fingertips. Arguments flared, but Elias remained calm. Listen, he said, standing in the glow of the central core. This ship is not just a weapon. It's a key. Whoever controls it can control entire star systems. We cannot let it fall into the wrong hands. If we want to survive, we must learn it, and we must be ready for what comes next. As he spoke, a subtle vibration ran through the floor. The hum of the ship deepened, panels flickered, as if responding to his words. Elias realized that the ship itself had a consciousness of sorts, judging their intentions. Suddenly, a console displayed movement in real time across the galaxy. The alien fleet had arrived. Hundreds of warships, massive and sleek, emerging from hyperspace. Their trajectory was precise. They were coming for Korath. Elias froze. Mira looked at the readouts in shock. They're targeting us. Yes, Elias said quietly. And we don't even know if they can be reasoned with. The galaxy is unprepared for what we found, and so are we. But maybe, just maybe, humans can turn that to our advantage. He activated emergency protocols, powering the ship's defensive systems for the first time. Shields rose around the colossal vessel, creating a shimmering barrier of energy. Small weapons came online, pulsing with lethal potential. The humans were outnumbered, outgunned, but not outsmarted. Elias moved through the corridors, giving orders with calm precision. Mira, run a system scan. Focus on weapons and shields. I want full operational status within the hour. Crew, stay alert. Every console, every panel, every control matters now. This ship responds to intelligence, not size. And that's our advantage. Hours passed as the alien fleet approached. Sensors detected advanced weaponry, faster than light missiles, and devastating energy cannons. Humanity's odds were slim, but Elias refused to panic. He had a plan that only humans could execute. Using a combination of alien controls and human improvisation, he began to configure the ship. Some systems did not behave as expected. Alien technology did not always follow human logic, but Elias adapted, creating new pathways, rerouting energy, and synchronizing weapons with shields in ways no alien could predict. Mira watched, awestruck. Elias, you're making it work. You're controlling it. Not just controlling, teaching it, learning it. This ship can fight, but humans can think. And that combination will surprise anyone who underestimates us. The ship pulsed in response, as if acknowledging his words. Holographic readouts displayed energy flows across the colossal weapon, tracking the approaching alien fleet. Every pulse, every shimmer was human-guided. The ship was no longer just alien. It was human-alien hybrid, in action, responding to the unpredictability of its human operators. And then, the first alien ships entered range. Weapons charged, their energy streams gleaming against the blackness of space. Elias tightened his grip on the controls. Ready? This is the moment. We don't fight like others. We fight like humans. He initiated the first defensive maneuver. Energy shields flared, weapons pulsed with controlled bursts, and small enemy ships were disabled before they could even fire. It was a breathtaking display of human ingenuity, using alien power in ways the aliens never intended. Mira turned to him, eyes wide. We're holding them off. Yes, Elias said, voice steady. But the real test is just beginning. The galaxy is unprepared. But we are ready to prove what humans can do. The blackness of space was broken by the gleaming hulls of the alien fleet. Hundreds of ships, each larger than the largest human battleship, moved with precision, their weapons glowing with deadly energy. Against them floated the colossal ship, vast and silent, yet alive in ways no enemy had anticipated. Inside, Elias Carver paced the central control room. Every panel glowed with activity, every screen showing alien movements and energy flows. Mira stood beside him, tense but alert, monitoring the shields. "They're too many," she said quietly. "Even with the ship, we can't win against that." Winning isn't just about numbers or firepower. It's about thinking differently. And humans? Humans are unpredictable. He tapped a series of controls. Tiny pulses of energy shot from the colossal ship, disabling a few smaller alien scouts in space. It was a minor success, but it gave the crew hope. Every move they made, the aliens reacted, but not fast enough. Humans were anticipating, improvising, adapting. The first major strike came without warning. A massive energy beam streaked from the alien flagship, aiming directly for Korath. 9. The colossal ship shuddered as the shields flared, absorbing the brunt of the blast. Inside, the crew felt the vibration like a kick in their chests. "Status?" Elias barked. "Mild damage to secondary shields. Central core stable," Mira replied, fingers flying across the consoles. "But they're stronger than anything we've faced before." Elias nodded. "Good. That means we can learn their patterns, watch their energy pulses, their firing sequences. Humans are clever enough to exploit them." He activated the first of the ship's offensive systems. Alien weaponry, long dormant, came to life under human command. Energy cannons fired in rapid succession, aiming not to destroy entire fleets, but to disable key enemy ships. The effect was immediate. Several alien vessels went dark, their engines fried. Mira's eyes widened. You did that. You're controlling it," Elias said. "The ship responds to intelligence, to creativity. That's why it's different from anything the aliens expected. They built it for predictability. Humans, we are unpredictable." The battle intensified. Alien ships pressed forward, their numbers overwhelming, but Elias anticipated every maneuver. Using the ship's artificial intelligence combined with human improvisation, he created decoy energy pulses that tricked the alien weapons into firing at empty space. One of the enemy frigates managed to breach the outer shields. Alarms blared as it aimed a plasma cannon directly at the central chamber. Elias acted quickly, rerouting power to the ship's internal defense systems. A wall of focused energy erupted, intercepting the plasma and destroying the alien vessel. The crew cheered quietly, but Elias did not. Every victory was temporary. He knew the aliens had hundreds more ships, each capable of devastating destruction. "We need a long-term plan," he said. "Temporary defenses won't last. We have to use the ship the way it was meant to be used, smartly, carefully, not like the aliens, who rely on brute force." Patterns emerged. They attacked in waves, focusing on speed and firepower. Elias smiled grimly. Humans could think in ways machines could not predict. He rearranged the colossal ship's systems, turning it into a trap of controlled energy zones. As the next wave approached, the crew held their breath. Alien ships charged, expecting to overwhelm the human-controlled vessel. Instead, they were met with a coordinated burst of energy that struck multiple ships simultaneously. Engines failed, weapons malfunctioned, and panic rippled through the alien ranks. "Look at that!" Mira shouted, pointing at the holographic display. "They are retreating. They are regrouping, and they'll come back stronger. That's why we have to do more than just defend. We have to outthink them completely." Hours turned into a tense, exhausting cycle of attack and defense. Elias guided the ship with precision, rerouting energy, synchronizing weapons, and predicting alien movements. The colossal ship, once abandoned and silent, now pulsed with life, a perfect combination of ancient alien technology and human intellect. "Elias, the core is unstable," a crew member shouted. "If we push it any further, it could overload." The ship's power was immense, and their improvisations were straining systems beyond design. But he could not stop now. "We have no choice. Prepare emergency stabilizers. Focus on energy flow. Keep the core balanced while we finish this fight." Alien capital ships aimed directly at Korath 9, their weapons charged to full capacity. Elias acted decisively. He activated the ship's stellar energy cannons, weapons capable of harnessing solar energy from nearby stars. The first shot struck a cruiser, tearing it apart in a blinding explosion. The effect shocked the alien fleet. Humans had not only survived, they had turned the weapon against them with precision and intelligence. Mira's voice trembled with awe. "Elias, they didn't expect this." "No one would. You're a genius." Elias shook his head. "Not a genius. Just human. We adapt. We learn. That's what makes us dangerous." Despite their success, the battle was far from over. The aliens pressed harder, deploying their fastest ships and heaviest weapons. The colossal ship shuddered, systems warning of strain. Elias knew this was the critical moment, the one that would decide the outcome. He made a bold decision. Instead of waiting for the aliens to attack, he reconfigured the ship's entire energy grid, shields, weapons, propulsion, all synced into a single intelligent system. The ship could now predict enemy movements milliseconds before they happened, firing in advance and defending itself with uncanny efficiency. The next wave of enemy ships approached, expecting human hesitation. They found none. The colossal ship moved like a single coordinated mind. Energy pulses intercepted attacks before they fired. Weapons struck targets before maneuvers were complete, and alien ships began to fall like dominoes. Humans, an alien commander growled, disbelief in its voice. They are unpredictable, impossible. Inside the ship, Elias stood at the central core, sweat dripping, heart pounding. He felt the ship responding to his every command, almost as if it trusted him. He realized that humans, small and seemingly weak, had become the perfect operators for a weapon designed for domination. The battle reached its peak when the alien flagship moved to fire its superweapon. Elias had anticipated this. Using a combination of decoys, energy redirection, and the ship's newly adapted targeting system, he disarmed the flagship without destroying it, preserving lives while neutralizing the threat. The remaining alien fleet hesitated. They had expected humans to flee, to surrender. Instead, they were facing a force more intelligent, more adaptable, and more daring than any species they had encountered. Mira breathed heavily. We did it. We held them off. Elias did not smile. We survived this wave. But the war is far from over. They'll regroup and they'll return. And when they do, we have to be ready to show the galaxy what humans can really do. The colossal ship, once abandoned and silent, now glowed with human ingenuity. Its power was immense, its systems alive and responsive. But more than that, it carried the human spirit, unpredictable, clever, and unafraid. As the alien fleet retreated, Elias looked out through the observation deck. Stars stretched infinitely before him, countless systems that could be threatened or defended. He felt the weight of responsibility. The galaxy was watching, unprepared for humans wielding such power. And he knew, deep in his bones, that humanity's true test was only beginning. Rest if you can, Elias said to his crew. Tomorrow, we learn more. We adapt more. And when the galaxy thinks it has us figured out, we will remind them why humans survive where others fail. Mira placed a hand on his shoulder. I never believed humans could do this. Neither did I, until now. And neither will anyone else. The colossal ship pulsed again, as if affirming his words. In that moment, Elias knew one truth. The galaxy had underestimated humanity, and that would be its greatest mistake. The alien fleet was scattered, its confidence shattered, yet its threat still loomed. Elias Carver stood at the central console of the colossal ship, the hum of energy vibrating through his bones. Every screen, every control, every glowing panel was alive, awaiting the next human decision. Mira approached him, her face pale but resolute. They're retreating, for now. But they'll be back, stronger. Yes, Elias said, his eyes scanning the galaxy mapped across the holographic displays. And next time, we can't just survive. We have to show them the consequences of underestimating humans. The ship responded as if understanding him. Its systems pulsed with anticipation. Elias knew that the weapon within was capable of unimaginable destruction. Yet he also understood that brute force alone would not secure victory. Humans had to fight smart, precise, and unpredictable. He activated the tactical interface. The alien fleet had regrouped on the far edge of the system, expecting the humans to retreat or hesitate. They did not know the colossal ship had already adapted to human strategy. It could anticipate enemy maneuvers in real time, a combination of alien design and human unpredictability. Elias addressed his crew. Listen carefully. We will not destroy planets or civilian populations. We fight to neutralize the threat and protect life. Every action must be deliberate. Every strike must count. Humans survive not just because we are strong, but because we think differently. The first wave of enemy ships entered range. They fired with precision, but the colossal ship's defenses, now fully integrated with human logic, responded faster than the aliens could react. Pulses of energy deflected projectiles, shields shifted in real time, and countermeasures disrupted enemy targeting systems. Focus on their engines, their command systems, their weapons. We do not destroy what we do not have to. Make them learn that humans are not predictable. The aliens faltered. Every human-guided move disrupted their formations, creating confusion. Several ships collided, others misfired, and the fleet's advance slowed. Elias smiled grimly. See? They expect destruction. We give them strategy. Elias discovered a new feature of the colossal ship. It could manipulate stellar energy on a massive scale, creating bursts of controlled power that could disable fleets without annihilating star systems. This was the human advantage, the ability to wield absolute power without the recklessness of the original builders. He decided to demonstrate it. A pulse of energy leapt from the ship toward the alien flagship. It struck the engines, not the hull, rendering the massive vessel immobile. Other alien ships scrambled to protect it, only to be disrupted by a precise sequence of energy pulses. One by one, the enemy fleet was neutralized, their systems disabled, their weapons rendered useless. Mira watched in awe. They've never seen anything like this. None of their calculations would predict a human using their weapon this way. That's the point. Humans survive not because we are stronger, but because we are unpredictable, creative, and willing to take calculated risks. The aliens regrouped, attempting a coordinated attack. Elias anticipated it, redirecting energy, creating decoys, and turning the megaweapon's own defenses against them. For every move the aliens made, the humans countered in ways they could not foresee. Ships were disabled without destruction. Crews were left unharmed but immobilized, and the alien commanders realized that humanity had turned the ultimate weapon into a shield and sword at the same time. "Elias," Mira said, voice trembling, "we're winning. But we've pushed the ship to its limits. And now we must finish this, not with brute force, but with precision that only humans can achieve." The core of the megaweapon, energy flowed through the ship like liquid lightning, responding to his commands. He calculated every movement, every pulse, every strike. One last sequence would disable the alien fleet completely, without destroying the galaxy. He initiated it. The colossal ship pulsed, a wave of energy sweeping through space. Alien ships froze in mid-flight, their systems overridden. Engines, weapons, and navigation all ceased functioning. The fleet drifted helplessly, unable to continue the attack or escape immediately. Mira gasped. They can't move. "We did it." "Yes," Elias said quietly. "But more than that, we have sent a message. Humans are not to be underestimated. The galaxy is unprepared, and now they know it." Even as the crew celebrated, Elias remained vigilant. The alien fleet might recover, but humanity had proven that brains, courage, and creativity could overcome even ancient, overwhelming power. He activated a communication array, sending a warning across the galaxy. Not a threat, not a boast, but a simple message. Humans have risen. Plan carefully. The galaxy is no longer unchallenged. The colossal ship hummed in agreement, its systems fully alive and responsive. It was no longer abandoned, no longer a relic. Humanity had claimed it, not through domination, but through understanding, adaptation, and ingenuity. Mira turned to Elias. "Do you think they'll come back?" "Of course," he said. "But next time, they'll remember us. They'll remember that humans survive where others fail, and they'll never expect what we might do next." The crew set to work stabilizing the colossal ship. Energy systems were balanced, shields reinforced, and minor repairs made. The galaxy might not know it yet, but humanity now commanded a force beyond imagination, and one guided by wisdom as much as power. Days passed, and the alien fleet retreated beyond sensor range. The colossal ship, once abandoned and feared, became a symbol of human ingenuity. Elias walked through the corridors, his crew following, aware that they had done something extraordinary. "Humans," he whispered, looking at the central core. "We are small. We are few. But we think, we adapt, we survive. And that is why the galaxy is unprepared for us. Mira smiled, placing a hand on his shoulder. We've changed everything, haven't we? Yes, Elias said, eyes on the stars. And this is only the beginning. The galaxy may have been unprepared today, but tomorrow it will never forget humans. Far beyond Korath 9, across countless star systems, civilizations began to notice. Sensor logs recorded unusual energy signatures, fleets paused mid-mission, and commanders whispered warnings. Humanity had not just survived, it had proven a new equation in the galaxy. Intelligence, creativity, and courage can turn even the most powerful weapon into a tool for survival. Elias returned to the observation deck, gazing at the stars stretched infinitely before him. The colossal ship hummed beneath his feet, alive and ready. Somewhere out there, other ancient relics waited, other threats lurked, and other empires underestimated humanity. But he smiled, knowing that humans had already learned the greatest lesson of all. It is not size, numbers, or firepower that defines a species. It is intelligence, courage, and the will to survive against impossible odds. The galaxy had been unprepared, but now humanity was ready. And Elias Carver, human mechanic and master of an ancient megaweapon, had shown the universe exactly why humans should never be underestimated.